is being totally honest. He really hates doing these interviews. Maybe it has something to do with the amount of interviews he's done throughout his life, or maybe it's something about being prodded and picked at and then thrust into the limelight and forced to promise to save the city at all costs, including using his life. It's not like he wouldn't give it all up, honestly. He knows he has a bit of a death wish during battles, but it's a terrifying promise to make the world. Still, when Nadia reached out to Ladybug, and by reached out, he means she asked him on live TV, and thus Ladybug could not refuse to do an interview. Shots hushed his own inner qualms about doing it and nodded obediently. Thank goodness the interview block is only about an hour and a half long. Short enough that his smile won't drop. "Hello, Ladybug, Chat Noir," Nadia says with a bright smile. He turns on the charming smile that he's perfected from the moment he could consciously move. Because, well, that's the life of Adrian Agreste. "So wonderful to have you here. I must say, it's hard to track you down." He knows that the laughter is more genuine, but he only nearly stops himself from rolling his eyes. Years of phony interviewers who are digging for every little story has really tainted his moral perception. "Hello to you too," Ladybug says. Shot can only guess how many people are in front of the TV screen how the people in front of the TV screens right now are screaming in joy. If he was in their place, he'd basically be crying. Nadia looks pleased, and that only means one thing. Ratings are going way up. "It's true, I'll admit that," Ladybug says, referring to Nadia's second comment. "Usually after fights, I try to leave as soon as possible, and of course there's no direct line to us," she says with a laugh. Nadia hums disappointedly. "What a shame," she mutters. "I'm sure we'd all love a regular call from the two of you," she says. Well, that is something that he'd absolutely hate. And his father would certainly too. His father would probably ask why his phone is ringing at all times and not take any excuses. And then said phone would be taken away. And hey, there goes all of his friends and connections outside of the school day. It'd be a miserable life. "Unfortunately, that's not safe," Shot says, making the grimace rather well, if he can say so without sounding self-aggrandizing. "Hawkmoth would also love a one-way connection. But that's the price we pay. No talking, no apocalypse." His response is well received, and so he adds a cheeky wink to it. To his left, Ladybug rolls her eyes playfully, but she's not actually annoyed at all. "Of course you'd want your own reality TV show if you could," she says. Actually, he wouldn't, and she knows that. But what she also knows is that good banter is good for public image. "Want to show off everything you can do, right?" Shot laughs. "And wouldn't you be interested in all of it?" he teases back. Ladybug flushes pink under her mask. "Don't give yourself so much credit," she fires back, but it's missing some of her usual snark. It sounds almost like a squeak, but no one else will be able to pick up on it because no one else knows her as well as he does. He's made her panic, and he knows it, and God, it doesn't help the smirk from growing on his face. That does make her scowl, bringing back the fiery Ladybug he fell in love with so long ago. Chat Noir has to consciously refrain himself from sighing adoringly. "You really think that? You really think otherwise?" Shot barks a laugh. "Touché," he comments with a nod. "Touché. Oh, a reality TV show does sound fun." "I dare say you should do it someday. 1 week," Nadia says. Shot has nearly forgotten that she was there. It feels so much like a regular patrol night, he forgot about the set and bright lights he's in. Ladybug also seems to have done the same because she nearly jumps when she hears Nadia speak. Shaniartist has to stifle his laughter, even though it's hypocritical. With Ladybug and Shaniartist, what will they do when you stick them in a house together? Nadia hums and spreads her arms wide, as if it's a title screen that magically appears in the air, if there is one. She's the only one that can see it. And that also merits a visit to the psychiatrics. Shaniartist nods politely as Nadia chatters about her new TV show idea, not bringing up the fact that its prospect would both be a dream come true and a nightmare for him at the same time. He'd probably go crazy knowing that Ladybug's in the same house as him, and maybe only a room over from him. And he'd definitely cry tears of joy when he sees her in the mornings. Well, that would be interesting, Ladybug says, her words trailing off as she looks at Shaniartist with a wordless and impactful look. She's entertaining the idea, not encouraging it. I, for one, think that we'd end the show 2 days later because I threw him out the roof, Ladybug says, nudging aside with a laugh. Shot pushes her back. Or maybe I'll drive you out in the first hour. I get a great place to live on all by myself. Ladybug gasps. You wouldn't. Shot leans in with a smirk, and he sees her eyes widen infinitesimally. Would I? He says in a daring purr. His eyes dart between both of his and her. He says in a daring purr. Her eyes dart between the both of his, and she has no response. Her speechlessness has him cackling. Nadia is also gaping. The audience is gaping. Heck, the entire world is probably gaping. They have never acted like this before, at least not in the public's view. Shot can see out of the corner of his eye Nadia's fish-like stare. She's been doing these types of things for years and years with countless peoples and celebrities, and he, a boy in a leather magical cat suit, has managed to stun her. Well, those are some interesting theories, Nadia chokes out. Ladybug just nods silently, still shell-shocked herself. I guess we'll never know until it happens, she continues. If it happens, Shot points out. Once again, I'm sure no kids want to see Bugaboo throw me out a window. He laughs. Again, everyone freezes, and he realizes why. Just a moment too late, though. Bugaboo. Nadia's eyebrows are raised in interest. Her smile is devious and impish, and Shot wants to slam his head on the table for making such a dumb mistake. Oh my god, she's gonna pull this thing out forever, and he just knows it. In his peripheral, he can see Ladybug, totally aghast, and there's a fire in her eyes. Oh, he's in big trouble. Ladybug, his posture shrinks back because, God, Ladybug, angry is a force to be reckoned with. And he knows that from seeing it and having it thrown at him that one time that he admitted to not finding the time to eat and nourish his body. Some of the days he can still feel the hits of the bread roll she threw at him when she shouted about how dumb he was being. Or perhaps his memory is of any time she had even touched his skin. What a name, Nadia says with a joyous laugh. It's a friendly one. Ladybug is quick on her feet. Sounds rather romantic to me. Nadia, though, is quicker. She clicks her tongue and grins widely. Are you too sure nothing has happened? You know we're all rooting for you, she says, leaning in. Shot nods his head furiously. Yes. You see, I really like giving nicknames out. You'd know by the names I give our Akumas. He laughs to redirect the attention. It's just a name I've been calling her forever. Forever? Nadia says with interest. Her eyebrows raise, and Shah just knows that he messed up. Again. Sounds like the road to marriage. She teases, but it doesn't really sound like a tease. He can only guess that the look on his face is priceless and hilarious, because Nadia looks like she's dying from laughter. upon seeing it. Don't you fret, she snorts. I'm only joking. But really, it doesn't seem like that's all, and even Ladybug picked up on that too. Of course, Ladybug says with an awkward laugh. We get it, Dot says, continuing the thought. Jokes all around, he says. But that's how the name started too, he tells her. Although that's not the truth at all. Very fun, Nadia comments. Anyways, I'll get off your back about the dating and marriage thing. But oh, that was fun, she says, but then turns serious. But if anything happens, I'd love to know first. They all laugh, but only Nadia's actually comfortable. Oh gosh, if anything was to happen, and well, something already did, neither of them are going to talk about it. Nadia will certainly be the last person to find